Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. We've got a few things going on here. So, in the background here, you can see our storage room. It's empty. And that is because, like I said, we were going to make the dimensional storage stabilizers off camera there. Just a whole lot of waiting around, really, for what you'd already seen. Start with tier 1, bumping them up to tier 2, but I only had 5 gas tiers, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th is underground. So yeah, storage. Storage is pretty much sorted out at this point. If we open this up, we are at 567 out of 2,900. Honestly, I'm probably going to be fine with this forever. I might bump them up to the tier 3 just to have it be the gold trim to match the storage actuator here in the middle anyway. But quite honestly, I'm not going to really be needing it. Generally, the way that I design things is I have a shutoff switch anyway, so it's not like I'll have, 5 million cobblestone in here. I generally will shut it off around like 10 stacks or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty much set up now. I don't like the aesthetic design of this place. First off, there needs to be walls, that's a thing. But yeah, I don't like things floating here. I'm not really sure how I want to build this though. I don't have any blocks on me really. It's like you can put a block behind it and it does line up with it there. I don't know. So I'll have to come up with some design, but that's not what I'm doing right now. Come on, give me my... Yep, there you go. Break, thank you. Still a bunch of lag whenever someone joins the server, but it seems to be a little bit more stable. So to start things off today, I want to do a real quick thing, and that is we're going to make a new... I don't want that anymore, thank you. I need 4 of those, I think. So I need a few more of these little sacrificial bowls here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think I need 4 of the soul gems, or the soul sand as well. We're making an empty soul gem, and what this is basically you can pick up, it's a Pokeball. You can go around and pick up entities. So while we do have carry-on mod, that doesn't do much as far as like you over here. You're sitting here, you're hanging out, but eventually he will start despawning. I'm not entirely sure the mechanics behind it, if he takes damage first or what, but I would rather store you in a gem in storage indefinitely and pull you out when I need you instead of, letting you sit here and rot. So let me go ahead and grab a few more of these bowls. That's called Other Stone, if I recall. So we need 4 more, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably. Okay. Oh, I only need 3 more. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Because I already have 1 soul sand. There we go. There we go. And our book in the middle here. So we're going to let that just kind of work, and I'll eventually pick it up later. So what is it that I actually want to do today? Well, I'm not entirely sure. So I want to set up source generation. You'll notice I'm having to fly around here with leap spell, slow fall. It's not ideal for building like this. Even with effortless building, like I can turn on this mode and be able to place from quite a distance, but it's still a little more tedious than I'd like for just building. I've got a whole lot of building plans. I want this whole place to be much taller. The top of that needs to not be dirt, that sort of stuff. Yeah, so how are we going to do that? Well, we have flight rituals. That finished much quicker than I thought it would. Let's go pick that up. We have a flight ritual from Ars Nouveau, however it needs power, it needs source. And right now we don't really have a good source of source. We've basically just got over in this room, we've got a little thing where I have a single hopper that I just kind of throw a bunch of blazing archwood into, and it'll very slowly fill up source jars. But then I have to manually chop that down. So what I'd like to do today is get to work on a tree farm, specifically a blazing archwood tree farm. And the problem is I don't know where I want to build that yet. I don't know what I want to do this area. And since we have our soul gem here, hello there. Thank you. Yeah, basically just gonna keep him in here. I was hoping it would say what he did, like that he was a crusher foliate, but that's fine. We'll leave it. You shall go into storage. Goodbye. And I'm actually going to get another one started up here. I've got another book, so we'll just kind of start you. Copper, gold, diamond, and silver. Throw a book in the middle and call it a day. Cool. Now, a nice thing about the plan for this base and using the occultism storage here is it doesn't really matter if I have ways for like things like carbuncles to walk around. I don't necessarily need to have paths everywhere. I do want the whole base to be walkable, not to do any jumping anywhere, not have to climb up ladders, anything like that. I want to be able to just walk. So like stairs are going to be nice and flat, but I need to figure out where I want to put things. Now, my basic kind of general layout plan is down there. This building below there is, I think, going to be crops. So like carrots, potatoes, wheat, source berries, that sort of thing. So it'll also kind of be its own source generator just by that. Like cactus, that's basically infinite source if I just have it breaking automatically. And so I think what I will do is perhaps I'll put the tree farm over on this side. In fact, I've got this little circle here, and I just kind of like threw it together. I didn't really plan much for that. But I think what I'll do is kind of overview. This area here, it's a walkway. It's going to go to the bridge, goes to the mountain over there. Currently nothing's over there. I think I'll have like a little garden type area here. So it's like you walk through and it's just green grass and maybe some flowers. Nothing really like functional, but I have a small pathway come off over here to this building as well. And currently I've got this little circle area. I think I'm actually going to get rid of that. Have it just go all the way to the edge in line there. And in fact, I can do this while talking. I'm going to break with a pickaxe. What is this? So I think by expanding this like that, I can put the tree farm kind of in this section. So I've got trees here, crops over there. I think that'll work. Don't need you anymore. And then the only thing is I need to have a walkway that will go up there to that little area up there, the little garden. And I think, honestly, just having the walkway go right past the tree farm is probably okay. Something like that. So you'd be walking along over here. You've got a little door to the side. I think that'll work. Let's get some calcite, because I'm going to need a whole bunch of that. I did take Zachar's advice here. You can get stonecutter upgrades for this, so I can just shift click things into here, which means I have my portable stonecutter back. Woo! Let's see, I want some brick. And I can also then, once I've picked brick, it just remembers that that's what I wanted. Cool. In fact, now that I think about that, I probably have a bunch in storage, don't I? Okay. So let me lay out just a real quick kind of outline here. Hello, Mr. Leather Delivery. What have you got for sale? You have bucket of tropical fish. I don't really need tropical fish. I already have flax, red dye, that's fine. Pumpkin, I already have those. Now, if you had some something useful, like maybe puffer fish, that would be much better. Okay, so we've got a little area set up here. It's basically just kind of, you walk in, there's going to be a little bit of a stairway going down, and that kind of gets you into it. So this is the centered on that wall there. And I think what's going to happen here is just right about probably here. I'm just going to place this dirt. It's going to turn to grass later anyway. I don't really care. Right about there, I think, is where I'll have the tree itself growing. Now, if I recall, if I plant a sapling here, what's going to happen is it's going to grow that direction. And by that, I mean, if I plant a sapling here, when it grows the tree, it's going to be a 2x2 structure, kind of there-ish. And I think that works. And also, I think the way I want to do this is actually, I have the tree grow, and have just like a tree sitting here at all times, basically, and only chop it down if I actually need it. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some archwood. I want specifically the blazing archwood for this. I'm going to plant you, and I'm just going to grow it for now. So clear you, I want to touch, grow, great. Yeah, so there's just always going to be a tree here, and is that going to be a problem for walking down, or do I want to maybe bump this out a little bit so I have a little bit more room? So then my stairway is going to be kind of here instead. Break this. Come on, server leg, thank you. Okay, so patch that in, there we go. And I think if I do that, that will give myself, that'll give me a little bit more room here to walk around it when there is actually a tree here. And perhaps I'll do something like storage here, something like that. Maybe redstone automated. I'm not really sure. Just kind of making up as I go. But I kind of like that. So as you walk by, you see a nice tree in there, and of course this will be mostly open. There'll be pillars and glass and all that. But I think having a tree right here, I think that'll work. And it'll kind of be, each time I walk by, this tree is going to be different because you'll have chopped it down between. But I think that works. Quick intermission from the tree farm is one thing I'm going through here is now that we have Botania, I want everything to be very vividly green, specifically vivid grass, vivid green. This is from Botania, like I said. Basically, it's just you toss some regular grass into a mana pool. I don't actually have any Botania set up, but some other people do. And basically do that, get a seed, and then combine it with green dye. It gets you this vibrant, vivid green grass. And quite honestly, I really like it. You'll also notice I've been doing a little bit of building around here, trying to figure out general like kind of architecture for this area. I'm not really sure if I like it or not yet, but we're getting there. Other than that, I'm slowly turning everything green, which is a little painful. But I like it. I like this green. So yeah, it's gonna be green. And once again, of course, I do have to point out how useful effortless building is for doing a project like this. For instance, this coarse dirt here, since it can be replaced by hand, you can just immediately do the instant auto replace thing, which is super handy because I can just replace it all with regular dirt, and now grass can grow on it. And same with the other regular grass, I can do the same thing there, just replace it with this, poof. And things like the podzol as well, because it turns into dirt, well, it means I'm basically just getting it straight back. Do I want that block there? Sure, why not? Single block, please. There we go. Yeah, so, like I said, going through, making everything green. But let's get back to work. So, our tree farm, or lack thereof so far, but did some work. And so far what I've got is this. We've got our sapling here. We've got our 2 turrets, one with touch, fell, AoE 6, place block. And this one here, which I keep going back and forth on if I want more AoE on the pickup, or if I want more grow. And I'll show you why in a moment here. So basically, this chest here, I just filled it manually with saplings. This one here gets filled up with whatever it picks up, really. So if I place this button, or press this button rather, yeah, see, that's the problem. It didn't grow. It has 5 grows. And I know if I put more grow on there, then it will work more reliably. I think 6 it was pretty much every single time. But the problem is then I'm sacrificing the AoE on the pickup. So that's one problem. Grow you please, there we go. We have a lovely archwood tree here. Thank you, and goodbye. Cool. You can see everything's being pulled to me. Went over to the spawn area there, and there's a bunch of the looter chests that are, you can kind of open them whenever. So I made myself a quick ring of magnetization because that was helping me for the grass. But let's take it off for a moment here so we can actually take a look at what's going on. So grow you please. And again, it didn't grow, which is... never mind, take it back, it did grow. Let's turn off that overlay, sorry, admin stuff. We have a tree. And the problem is, let's chop the tree down. Everything kind of lands wherever it lands, right? That's there, that's way over there. So I put pickup on the grow spell here, and it gets most of it. Now the question is, how much am I willing to sacrifice for that? I'm not entirely sure how much. Let's throw you in there so I don't lose track of that. And the saplings we'll put into here. Right, let's not do that. Let's turn off the quick replace. Thank you. You can replace chests manually with a hand, yes, so thank you, effortless building. On, off. Okay. That was annoying. Let's throw all these guys back in here because I want to keep track of how much stuff I have. So basically, that one tree, it got me 1, 2, 3, 4 saplings, and turn you off, and 1 log is what I missed there with that pickup. Okay, so 4 and 1. So let's do chop you again. That one seemed to fall a little bit more closer together. Lost a stick and 1 sapling. So part of me is sort of thinking I don't really care if I'm losing that many. I would ideally actually like to put more grow in here instead of the AoE. So that's an option. I don't really know. And of course, one thing that is something I could just, easily do is say, screw it, let's not have it in the turret here. Let's go with instead a hopper hawk. Hopper hawks fix everything. So hopper hawk, you need a rune, which I don't have any set up for Britannia yet. That's one option. Fluid hopper hawk petite. Is there any other like vacuum hopper? Hopper blocker. Don't know what a hopper blocker is. Inventory hopper. I don't think we have any other vacuum hoppers in this pack, other than Britannia, like I said. Pick up spells. I could, of course, do something like another turret underground there with just pickup on it and huge AoE. That's another option. I'm not really sure, and I'm not sure if I want to decide right now or not either. I think for now I'm just going to leave it like this. It's not automated yet. It's, I have to keep pressing buttons, and that was the wrong button to press. I mean, it works. It works quite well. But the problem is it's not automated yet. And the other problem is I don't know how I want to automate it. Do I want to just stick a timer on there and call it a day? That's an option. But the problem that I have with that is right now everything is going into this chest. I would like to have the saplings be pushed over here. There's a couple options I can do there. I can just have a carbuncle sitting right here. That's one thing I could do. Your job is to move saplings from A to B. That's something I could do, actually. The other problem is this mod, occultism. Looking around the server, we're seeing a lot of issues, TPS type issues. I don't have anything to show you in here. Where we're having things that are pulling from occultism. So, like I mentioned before, there's these wormholes, right? Wormhole. Wormhole frame, stable wormhole. These things are great. You can pull from them, you can push to them. But the problem is if you're pulling from them, since it's accessing, a giant inventory system there, it actually is really bad on TPS. So I'm not sure how I want to resolve that issue. I kind of feel like I should not be having carbuncles pulling directly from a wormhole, but I don't know how I would do it otherwise. Like right here, your job, just pull all saplings to here, push everything else into a wormhole. That's fine. That's not going to hurt TPS at all. The problem is when I'm pulling from the wormhole. So I'm not sure what I want to do about that yet. And of course, related to that is this guy here, this system. Volcanic Source Link, it's burning the blazing archwood. That's kind of what I'm planning for my main power generation. The problem, like I said though, is I can't be pulling these directly from the wormhole. Instead, I wonder if what I should do is just have a carbuncle running around here maybe? The problem with that is if he happens to be sitting, say, right where this log currently is, yeah, carbuncles, they can't breathe wood, so he's gonna get squished. Not ideal. Although if he's sitting over here, because if he's being told grab from this chest and place blazing archwood in here, then what he's gonna do is he's gonna sit and idle over here so that he'd be safe, and probably just have a second one sitting here-ish, moving the saplings. I think that's an idea. Too many options. And thank you to Darieltis here for handing me a half stack of shulker shells. Can give him a quick base tour here, but yeah, thank you people on the server. So ignoring the inventory situation here with the starbuncles, carbuncles, whatever, I wanted to show off one thing that we can do with this. It goes through a ton of source here, but that's okay, we got a big backlog. I don't have a slime ball for a sticky piston to do this, so I have to just place it down. I know it is faster if you use a sticky piston to push an observer into here, But we can just see how this goes. So, yeah, it's quite an effective tree farm here. Like I said, the main problem is how quickly it's going through source. It's already drained 3 jars here. Let's turn you off. There we go. It's a little crazy, to be honest. You are probably full. Of course you're full, so let's sort you. Over here, that's going to slowly fill up those jars again, so we can empty in the rest of our logs into here. So that's kind of the basic idea of what this is going to be. I'm not going to have it probably on that fast of a clock. Let's collect all the rest of these guys. Not going to have it on that fast of a clock, but it's going to be working basically like that. So when I'm low on source, then we're just going to chop down 100 trees and see where we are from there. I don't want this thing running continuously. I don't want it running really kind of at all most of the time. I want it to just kind of just sit here as a nice tree that every time you walk by it happens to be a little different. Let's collect these guys as well. Magnet, thank you. And the rest of you are down here. Okay, so now I need to deal with this mess because I have way too many logs on me. But it works. Kinda. I just need to sort out the situation of, you know, logs everywhere and collecting it. But we'll get there. Well, I'm going to ignore that for now. So since our main power generation for our base is basically going to be this, I think what we should do is make some more of these volcanic source links here. So let's scoop up a couple more buckets of lava here, because that's something I need. And let's turn you into more source links. 1 and 2. So if I place these here and here, right here, that should work. You should all be able to consume from that. Perfect. And ideally, I should have actually checked the whether or not this is going to get replaced. I hope it won't. I don't want it to get replaced. Let's grab some stone here. Stone. And place you underneath here so you can be replaced. There we go. Okay, so those will eventually turn back into lava as well, which is good. So I now have an infinite source of lava as well. That's cool. Power, that's going to recharge this surprisingly quickly. It's only been a few minutes here, if that even. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I like it. Like I said, I need to figure out what to do for the logistics for this. And for that, I made a couple starbunkles here. And I need to kind of decide what I want to do. So, hello there. I'm going to have you pull from this chest. So from you to you, and then from you to here. So your job is now going to be run back and forth, pick up the saplings, and dump them in here. That works. Next up, let's get another item frame. I have a couple on me, perfect. And you can go on here. Let's grab another chest, actually. Would have preferred to use archwood for this, but that's okay. So, boop. There we go, and you get lots of blazing archwood. Okay, Mr. Starbuncle. Right, don't shift click on them. That just cleared everything. From you. From you to you. From you to you. Also, from you to over here. Cool. That is almost done. Next up, we have one more thing to worry about, and that is sticks. Now currently, if I look in here, we have over 1,000 sticks, 1180 sticks. It's plenty of sticks. I probably won't need that many more in there. What are we going to do with them? Well, as I mentioned earlier, we did recently add botania, hence the bright green grass here. So I'm thinking, since we've got this set up and its kind of main purpose is as a power generator, we might as well just burn the sticks, honestly. In fact, we can actually probably burn the rest of these logs as well. Or are you just going to sit here the whole time? Let's put that on there. And perhaps it'd be better spent doing that one as well. I wonder if it's considered as 2 separate inventories. You also fill this one. Nope, you're just gonna hold it. Cool. Anyway, like I was saying, we have botania. We might as well burn the sticks for power through that as well. And we can toss the extra blazing archwood logs here because we've got, a few. We can throw those through a smelter array and get those to be turned into charcoal, turn that into charcoal blocks, and burn those in into flames as well. So I think that might be a plan. Okay, he seems to be a little bit happier now. I put some stairs around here. I think it was just that he was trying to reach up here and for some reason was failing. But he seems to be doing well now. I don't know if having the second side is mattering anymore, but we'll see. Next up, I actually want to make another view. Grab another bucket, fill you up, and drop you here. Make another one. Thank you. And we're going to put this one right here. Right there. Plenty of power. This is going to be powering my entire base, and I think what I'm going to do is have I'm going to have all the generation here. I think I'm going to have some storage here, but for the most part I'm going to have my storage kind of spread out throughout the base. That way, if this area is for some reason not loading, I don't have to worry about all my source being just kind of stuck here. I'm trying to avoid loading too many chunks at a time is the problem. I want to keep basically, if I go to my map here, about the only thing that's loaded is my actual storage area right now. Click that. In fact, I'm kind of annoyed. I should have centered that to be only on one chunk, but whatever. It is what it is. But this guy's working. We've got power. What are we going to do with power? Well, other thing I have in my inventory here, if you saw it, was some tablets of flight and some, that's the wrong thing, ritual braziers. Now, on one hand, I prefer Elytra flight. It's a lot more fun. You can zoom around. I definitely do plan on building an Elytra course throughout this base here, so that you can zoom around and fly and all that stuff. But you can't build with it as easily. So what my plan is I'm going to basically be spreading. I've got 4 of these right now. So if I look at the map, I'm probably just going to do kind of like 4 little quadrant areas here of the flight rituals. That way I can fly throughout the entire area, not have to worry about it, and I can just build. That was definitely something that was a problem last season, was I wanted to build and had to keep flying back to my main base to pick up the flight ritual thing, keep it going, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and wasted a ton of time doing that. So this time I'm just gonna, these are pretty cheap. This is the tablet of flight, couple diamonds. Those are, I've got 3 stacks of those now. Wild wings, those are not too bad, easy enough to find. Vexing archwood log. Archwood's not a problem. And last thing, ender pearl. I've been killing those whenever I can. So yeah, I'm just gonna build a whole bunch of these, spread them throughout the base, and use that to hopefully make some good progress building. And I think the first place I want this is actually right here. So place you right there. Awaiting activation. I think I just right click. There we go. And now we have flight, and you are definitely within range. I think that can pull from like 10 blocks or something. So yeah, we now have creative flight. We can now build. We can now take a nice look at our base here, where it is so far, where it's going. Hopefully we won't die. So I finished the stairs, roughly. I do want these to go all the way down to the river at some point there, but not right now. Next up, you can see I've got the green up here. That's slowly spreading. I do want to spread it down here as well and throughout this whole area. And I might flatten out an area here too. Not sure, depends on how much I need. And then the actual base itself, this structure here, just kind of give you an idea of the scale of what I'm going for. This is going to be one of the shorter things. We've got this kind of greenhouse area here. I'm not entirely happy with the roof of it yet, but we'll figure that out later. But just give me an idea, like I said, this is going to be a short thing. So these are going to be proper towers going up way up into the air there. Probably not that high, somewhere up there. I want it to be very visually impressive as you walk up, so we'll see how we get there. Other than that, quite honestly, I don't have much else planned for like this area here. If you got any ideas for what I can put in here, that'd be helpful. I do need a spot for a nether portal. I haven't decided if I want that in a little tower here, maybe over there in my little teleport arrival pad. Cows, sorry you're not staying there. But just kind of a quick general overview of where things are and what it looks like from the air. Definitely going to be doing this a lot more to get kind of aerial views of everything as it comes together, and ideally as it gets kind of more of a shape, because right now it's not really much of a shape, it's kind of a mess. So we're going to work on that. But we're not working on that right now. Right now, the next thing and kind of the last thing I want to get done today is some work over here. So I mentioned before, this is going to be kind of my greenhouse. And quite honestly, I don't have a plan for what the interior is going to look like yet, or even a layout for the crops or anything. All I know is I've got a nice long area here. Unfortunately, it is an even number wide, so we'll deal with that. But I need crops. Specifically, I need a bunch of wheat. Right now, I'm just surviving on carrots. I have a few golden carrots from the villager trades, but honestly, I'm mostly just eating carrots the whole time. So I do want to switch that out for the rolls here. So if I do roll, these here are sweet rolls. No, the source berry rolls. So grants mana regeneration when consumed. It's just a couple wheat and some source berries. So I want to have that in here somewhere. I already put in some agronomic source links up top here to get some extra power out of that. But the actual layout here, I think what I'll do is this section over here is going to be for source berries. Diamond berries. Berry. 80 of them, perfect. So these are going to be just kind of over here. And I'm just going to have a starbuncle doing that, dropping it off into a chest. Next up is going to be wheat and carrots and potatoes, and anything else I want to grow. We have Croptopia on here, which adds a whole bunch of random stuff, including, in this case, kale, because, you know, can pretend to be healthy. Go back into storage, I don't want you. Let's see, we've got our cactus over there. I'll touch on that in a little bit here. But the thing is, I don't really know what I want the area to look like. I know it's going to be powered mostly by bookworms, for now at least. I might switch those out for turrets, we'll see. But I want it to be walkable. I want it to look like a greenhouse, and I'm not really sure how I want to do that. So to start things off with our berry farm here, honestly, this is it. It's just going to be a few source berry bushes and a chest. So right now I've got, this goes back 3 and 2 on the sides. So if I come forward, maybe like that. Is that going to be enough? Maybe a couple there as well. We'll do one more set of them here. So I can walk up, I can reach the chest quite easily. In fact, I can reach it from here. Perfect. And next up we need Starbuncle. Cool. And your job is going to be from you to the chest. Perfect. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to grab another item frame here, which I don't have any of apparently. It's okay though, I've got plenty of sticks. So your job, mister, is you need to place berries in there. Sound good? Perfect. Do I have a name tag? I do. Do I have an anvil? Anvil. Let's try typing with 2 hands. No. Let's make one. Anvil, I want 3 of you and 1 of you. I was telling Zakros the other day that definitely should be an anvil upgrade for these for the backpacks. There's a cutting stone cutter upgrade, which is really useful, but no anvil. So your name shall be, that was definitely the wrong hotbar slot. Your name shall be Berry, because you give me berries. So I'll try to make this area look nicer later, but not right now. So we have our grass along the outside. I do want to keep at least 1 row of grass everywhere, because I like the green in here. It is a greenhouse after all. But I think I'm going to expand the farmland here, whatever it's called, cropland. I'm going to expand it by 1 more. So I've got it 4 wide here, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's obviously going to not be wet soon, but what we can do is place you here. So unfortunately, like I said, this is a 2 wide area. Ideally, I would have it be just a single whelp here. Not whelp, they used to be called whelps, now they're called bookworms. I would rather have a single one in the middle here that can do this whole area, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 of them, have them overlap a little bit, and I think that'll work. Now, I don't need to worry about the water because I'm just going to place water underneath here. So let's go over here, grab ourselves a bucket, fill you up. That didn't work. There we go. 1 there, and 1 right next to it as well. And we're going to just patch this up. So, vivid grass, right there. Okay, so we can now go 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side as well. and fill in this whole area. And actually, if I make this, if I make these two spots also water, then I have an infinite water source here, and I don't need to have it there. Yep, we're gonna do that. So where'd my bucket go? Bucket right here. Perfect, thank you. And let's get our grass back. One interesting thing with the grass is it's going to spread down there. It doesn't seem to care if it is flooded. If there's water on top of it, it will still spread. Kind of weird, but I'm just going to ignore it. Yeah, let's patch you up. Boop, boop, boop. And we now have a water source here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill this whole area in with cropland. And we'll see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I'm going to do it so that there's a kind of walkway here. So let's break this. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so it's not quite a 9 by 9. In fact, if I make it go... So it's 9 blocks this way and 10 blocks this way. It's 9 by 10 right now. If I go one more, then it's a 10 by 10. Is that going to be... You know, we'll just do it. Sure, why not? So we'll break this one instead. Break, please. You know what? We'll do it this way. Yeah, lights will break crop. Okay, so we have our little area there. We have room for, I think, another set right here as well. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And break these. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little bit of lag there. Cool. And collector in here and here. Can I fit another? Might be able to fit another. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what this guy's doing here because I feel like he should be teleporting if he's sitting there. Can you hop in the boat, please? Hop in. Are you real? No, you're not real. Okay, cool. Can I look at you? Screenshot. Cool. Friendly Enderman. Cool. We came over here because we need some bookworms. So in order to do that, I've got my little setup here. I've got a Starbuncle here. He's going to help me. So we need 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it like this. I need, I think, let's see. Worm. You need 4 sets of iron and 4 sets of source gem. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put you into the hoppers. So a real quick way you can automate this thing is, like I'm showing here, just a couple hoppers pointing into the pedestals, and a hopper pointing into the enchanting apparatus itself. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do 4? Or did I do, how many did I do? I did 6. I can count. 5 and 6. Okay. Over here, let's fill in the rest of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And last but not least, our book. So Mr. Starbuncle here is just set to pull from here and insert in here. And when it's spinning like that, it means he can't actually grab from it. So once it's done, picks it up, and it automatically fills the next one. Cool, bookworm charm. Alright, well, he's going to work, and we'll be right back. And for the actual setup over here, I have 3 little plots set up. I don't actually know what I'm going to do for all of them, but we'll get there when we get there. So I'm going to put 2 chests here, so this is able to get from these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a Starbuncle whose job is going to be pulling from each of these chests into one central area, which is probably just going to go into a wormhole into this. I'm trying to avoid having too many of the wormholes themselves, but this should work. So we've got these set up here, and we're going to shift click these onto the lecterns. We get a nice little magic show. We're not even going to bother looking at the magic show because we've got things to do. Okay, and there we go. Bookworms. Now these guys here, they need an actual job, and their job is going to be pretty simple. I've got a scribe table over here from my turret testing. You are going to be, let's use this one, why not? It's just going to be a simple touch and harvest and pick up. If I can find pick up. There we go. Pick up. I'm going to name you harvest. Doesn't actually matter the name or the color. We can set a color on these now. It just doesn't matter for this. So pick you up. And you guys now have a job to do. You're going to be harvesting. They are set to strict mode true, which means they're not going to waste casting spells. They're only going to bother casting if they'll actually harvest something. So you'll notice right now they're hardly working. Let's see if I... That's the wrong thing. Right, we have carry on mod. That's the thing. Put you back, please. That might be an issue. Do I need the Dominion wand? Is that what I do? No. Okay, shift right click with the Dominion wand. There we go. Set area to 5x5, 9x9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 13x13. We'll do that. You say bookworm lectern. Apparently you are. You don't look like one, but apparently you are. So let's set all these to 13x13. 1, 2, 3. And I think everyone has their harvest spells set already. Except for maybe this last one. Let's check you. There we go. Okay, now like I said, I don't actually have plans for all of these yet, but I want my options available. So for now, we definitely need some wheat and probably some carrots as well, because that's been a thing I've been using a lot of. So for now, what I think I'll do is I'll have some of this be wheat and some of it be carrots. And I'm just going to do the line thing. Supposedly that makes it go slightly faster. Not really sure if it does or not, but we'll see. So I'm just going to plant, I think half of this field should be good. There we go. And quite honestly, I think that's fine. This is going to be fully automated. I'm not going to be like constantly bugging these guys. I'm not going to be coming over here that much. So for now, it's just going to be filling up this chest. I'll deal with the actual automation of the occultism storage later, but I think for now this should be sufficient. Perfect. And I think with that, we now have automated wheat, we have automated source berries, and I think we've got some in here already. Perfect. Cool. Thank you. So he's working hard. We've got these guys. They'll be working hard eventually. That's generating source for us as well, which conveniently is also powering it, the source. Ideally, you should be within range. Let's actually check that before we leave here. You are set to grow, so that should... Right. Grow... Let's just do one grow and a whole bunch of area. You guys working? Perfect. So these are within range. They can pull from there. They're going to just automatically be depositing into the chest. Thank you. Awesome. And I think with that, we now have ourselves a good source of food. We've got wheat automated. We've got source berries automated. We have food automated. Woo! And I think with that, we're going to call this for an episode. Apparently I have my backpack on my back. Didn't realize that. Anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed watching. We've got a lot done here. We've got our tree set up. We've got farming set up. We've got power. We even have flight set up. So, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.